Honestly, Ventura County, Ventura, California.
Growing up in Oxnard, for me, when I was younger, I was really involved in church and in like community things. So I was a part of like the MLK program they had every year. At church, like I sang in the choir.
It's a very, quiet city. It's a very, laid back, I would say if I had the financial ability, I'd definitely retire here. Like, it's a cool little scene. There's not that much trouble.
I'm used to being like the only black person like in a classroom, but it's just, I don't really see any black people here. Other than my sister.
I was surprised when I walked into into electronic media on the first day that my professor was a black woman. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
My first year here, I only saw one other black student, and that was in my film history class that I took with Professor Lawson.
I think it's pretty good as far as campuses go. I think it's pretty diverse. See lots of different ages, lots of different ethnicities, and lots of different backgrounds, so I think it's really good in that aspect.
But growing up, when we spoke earlier, it was kind of just a challenge kind of finding yourself for an African-American kid. I was in all white schools, only black kid in the class, just looking at like people from LA, seeing how they are, how they act, how they dress, and you kind of being that you're so different from them, but we're all the same at the end of the day.
Well, I do think it's important to have people to connect with because they're likely with you throughout your entire journey. And it's, you need company every now and then. You need something to think about besides studying. And for someone who knows what it's like and what it feels like. So I think that's important.
It's everybody. And that's what I like about here. It's an everybody thing. Everybody kind of feels like they could be involved in whatever activity they do, whether it's sports, classroom, art, digital photography. Like, that's what I like about this campus. It's not like that type of energy where it's like, you're doing this and you should be doing this, or you're not good enough for this. Everybody's welcome. So that's what I like about this environment for sure.
I definitely think it's very accessible because I know at least when I first came here, even now, they still like really pushed like where you could get, like therapy, or if like you need a flu shot and stuff, like where you can get those things, like the small little health center that we have here and stuff. They always push like where to find that. They always tell you like where to find that, and like transportation as well. Like, yes, taking the bus is not ideal, but like they know that as a last resort, like we want you to be able to get to school and stuff and get that education that you need, without worrying about transportation, like wherever you are and stuff. And I know with the little food closet that they have, they try to provide like snacks for like if just in passing and stuff. And I know the financial aid office tries to send out every semester emails about like CalFresh, like if you're eligible to get like sort of like food stamps, but like it's a different name for it and stuff. Like for students are eligible for that, they could go there and see if they're eligible and get that as well. So yeah, I definitely think that they have resources ready for us and provided for us and stuff.
You don't feel like you're getting exposed if you do need help. It's just, you have access to everything if you need it. Yeah. It's not like your personal life feels like it's being brought up to the public or anything.
At Ventura College last year, they had a multicultural festival, which was like 3 days, and it was really nice because there was different performances from different people, like a bunch of beautiful music, people playing beautiful instruments and everything, and there was also like a bunch of different people selling stuff, and it was really nice to see that. Diversity, like recognizing the diversity shouldn't be forced because it's gonna come off as like forced and not natural. Like sometimes like you want to make sure it looks like it's coming from the right place, if that makes sense. Not just like forcing it like, hey, there's black people, like you better recognize that. It should be like, there's different people on campus, Yeah.
I'm not the type of person who wants to teach somebody who's not black what black is. I grew up here. I grew up not seeing myself represented, and I found that more so through like the internet and social media, watching people on YouTube, and there's no way you could recreate that experience for another Black person, much less like somebody who's not Black, you know? It's admirable what they're trying to do, but that's hard. That's really hard.
Honestly, I feel like college should give you a purpose. I feel like you could find your purpose honestly, you could find your purpose without college, but as far as like kind of just trying to figure it out and trying to make, you know, your peoples proud and go to school and, you know, get your degree, I feel like it could open the doors. It could open a lot of doors for African-American kids, African-American, just people in general, you know, so we're not kind of just labeled as this or put in this type of box that we can't be, you know, more than what society sees us as. So I feel like college definitely could be is a huge like opportunity for someone to really make something out of themselves, whether it's African American, Caucasian, whatever the case is, but primarily African Americans. So yeah.